All right. The last topic we're going to look at for this unit in graph theory is map coloring. So you might remember we talked about how you color a map. And the one thing that you want to make sure you do is not have two countries, in this instance, or two regions side by side that are the same color. All right? But at the same time, we want to use the least amount of colors that we can. All right? So, like the question says, how do you color a map using the least amount of colors necessary and making sure adjacent regions are not the same color? Adjacent, that just simply means regions that are next to each other. So basically, if they share a border, share a side, they can't be the same color. All right. There are some instances where they might meet at a point or vertex. If that's the only place that they meet, then those two can be the same color. But pretty much, if they have a side, if they share a side or share a border, then you don't want those two to be the same color. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and color this map. There we go. All right. And basically the chromatic number is the number of colors that you use. So in this instance, you can see we end up using three colors. We use red, we use blue, we use green. All right. And so the chromatic color of this map is 3, because that's the number of colors that I use. And what I'm going to do is show you some steps to show you the best way to find the chromatic number. Some people have gotten good enough that they can just look at the map and kind of figure it out that way. Some people actually go through and color piece by piece. So what I'm going to do is just kind of give some guidelines on a way that you can find the chromatic number and get your map colored. So the first thing I would suggest is color your map in alphabetical order. All right. That way you're not jumping all across the map, but you can actually you have a system in play, and actually going by that system would make it a whole lot easier, because that way you're focused on using one particular color until you have to use a different color. So the first thing I would suggest is try to color in alphabetical order. Number 2, examine each region and determine if it's okay to use that previous color or you have to use a new color instead. And that's what I was talking about. So, like you see, I think Belgium is the first country. So I would color that one color. And looking at it, I think France would be the next one. Well, France right next to Belgium. I can't use blue again, so that's why we had to move on to green. When I go to the next country, I would again say, can I go back and use the first color I had, which looks like it was blue. But we got an example further on that'll show you what we're talking about. But then at number 3, at the end, the number of color you used is the chromatic number. All right, so let's actually put that into practice. I'm going to take you step by step so you can see the map actually get colored piece by piece. And one thing you want to remember, typically the maximum numbers or the maximum chromatic number for any map is going to be 4. I haven't seen one that's 5, because I've always went back and said, oh, I could just use 4. All right, but let's go step by step so you can see this in action. So for this one, number 1, you can see we went ahead and colored Belgium red. No issue there because it was the first one. Come over to number 2. France is the second country, but it's touching Belgium. They share a side. They're adjacent. So I had to use blue. All right. So now we're going to look at 3 and 4. Well, for 3, Holland came next. I would first ask myself, can I use red on Holland? No, because it's touching Belgium. So I go to the second color I use. Can I use blue? And the answer would be yes. So that's why Holland ended up as blue. All right. Over here on map 4, Italy is the 4th country. So remember, we already got France, Belgium, and Holland colored. So I would ask myself, for Italy, can I use my first color, red? Well, there's no red anywhere around Italy right now, so that's why that got colored red. All right. Look at maps 5 and 6. Alright, so for map 5, Luxembourg, so I asked myself, can I use red? No. Luxembourg and Belgium are right next to each other, so can't use red. Can I use blue? I can't use blue either because Luxembourg is right next to France. So that led me to have to use a third color, the green. And then for step 6, Portugal, all the way out there by itself, it hasn't been colored by, or touching anything that's been colored yet, so I can use the first color, red. Let's see, number 7, since Spain was the second country, since Portugal is there, I can't use red. Since France is on the right side to the east of it, I can't use blue, so Spain had become the third color we used, which was green. And then the same situation pops up in step 8 for Switzerland. I can't use red because of Italy. I can't use blue because of France, so we had to use the third color, green, to finish coloring the map. So like we said at the beginning, the chromatic number would be 3. Now, like I said, that's just one method that you can use. Some people are able to just color a piece at a time and get the map colored that way, but just try to recall what worked best for you when we did this unit, and I'm sure you'll be fine.